Hello and welcome to today's video. Now in today's video we'll take a look at Nifty Midcap, Adani Total Gas and Adani Ports. Now I would usually in the daily videos which I'm giving out, I am only looking at the index expiring on that day, which is for Monday, Nifty Midcap. However, I'm also taking a little look at the Nifty due to the election cycle which is going on, and due to that for the coming days I will be covering the Nifty on Tuesday's video also, and also on Wednesday's video, along with the expiry or index of that day. So now when we come to the trading section, this week there is not much news that's going to affect the Indian markets trading on the international front. The only news which I believe which will constantly affect us is the elections, as expected. Now the one risk which I believe option buyers and option sellers will both have in the coming week, number one is the capital which will be needed to do the same trades. This is, as anyone who was trading last week knows, that the premiums went way up in the option market, and I expect that to worsen this week on Monday and Tuesday. After Tuesday there should be a huge cool off in premiums which will be beneficial. However, until then I expect the premiums to stay that high. So Monday and Tuesday, option buyers and option sellers will have to carry a lot of risk in terms of capital. This is, for example, an option buyer, which majority of the market is, will need nearly 3 to 4 times the capital they usually deploy to buy the same quantity. What was selling for 10 is now selling at 50. So that's the first risk. Now the second risk, I believe the indexes and option sellers and the market as a whole is facing this week, is the exit polls. Now why I'm covering the exit polls specifically and mentioning them is that the exit polls show a landslide win for the government. Now the government coming back, that is a bit of a certain. However, whether the exit polls are able to match up with the results that will come. This is an exit polls landslide win. If the results are not a landslide win, then that will cause a lot of trouble for the indexes. So how I see this coming week trading. Now tomorrow morning we will be opening with a gap up. Now the gap up, if it has a continuation, and that will be based heavily on whether the results coming in already are matching up with the exit polls. If there is no matchup coming, then I expect that rise to slow down to come to a continuation basis. Then on Tuesday, if the results match up with the exit polls, then a further sharper rise than even what we are going to see tomorrow. However, if the results do not match the exit polls and the win is not as big as being expressed by the exit polls, then that will cause a problem for the indexes, and we may have a reverse move where we come down hard also. So this week I'm expecting both sides a move can come. First is going to be up, but it will continue staying up as long as the election poll results and exit polls match to a certain extent. That match goes, then we'll go the other way instead of up. Now when we come to the Nifty index for tomorrow, I'm only going to look at the option buyer's perspective, as we're not looking at this for expiry trading right now, as I'm looking at it for expiry trading only with clients. Now on the option buyer's perspective, there is a resistance at 22,800. However, that I believe will be blown through. So the main hurdle tomorrow for the Nifty, first one, is going to be 22,900 to 22,950. If we stop here, then you'll have to see if the volume build up is persistent, and if it is persistent and we blow through this, then I don't believe 23,060 will hold much of a significance, as we will walk through it. The real target will be 23,200 and 23,340. So how do I say as an option buyer? A break of 22,950 can take us until 23,200 with a slight pause at 23,060. So that's how I'm going to play the Nifty. But do keep an eye on whether the election results are constantly matching up with the exit polls. This is, I usually do not follow any news during market hours. I'm going to be following also because the results and exit polls matching is going to play a bigger role than anything in the coming 1 to 2 days. Now when we come on to the Nifty Midcap, let's load the chart. Now the Nifty Midcap, I will not be doing much of expiry trading in it. This is the likelihood of, number one, the broker issues coming up tomorrow. Whenever we have had a very volatile event day, remember brokers in India that they do go down. So if you're doing expiry trading, split your risk. Trade some in Kotak, trade some in Zerodha, trade some in 5 Paisa. Do not put all eggs in one basket tomorrow, because the brokers going down is a very big possibility, as it constantly happens in our markets. That's the risk number one for expiry traders tomorrow. So risk number two is that if the results are not matching the exit polls, then we can also come the other way, and if we come the other way in high speed, the option sellers who are thinking that it was a safe expiry will be cancelled out. So tomorrow, expiry trading, option selling, only do it if you're very good at the game. Otherwise, you'd rather avoid expiry trading tomorrow. Now on the option buying side for Midcap Nifty, first main resistance is 11,540. This is going to be a hurdle, and if we breach it, then 11,660 will be a stopover, but I believe it will only be a temporary stopover, as the real target will be 11,742, 11,760. So tomorrow, how I will trade Midcap Nifty as option buyer, 11,540 breaks, then I'll be trying to make a target of 11,760 and 11,740. Tomorrow is when I usually say do not trade the option buys which are expiring that day, trade the ones expiring the next week. However, Midcap Nifty, due to it not having the liquidity like Nifty and Bank Nifty, and due to elections, all the options, whichever you choose, will be going bizarre. So there's not much of a difference with which week you choose to trade in. Now we'll take a look at Adani Total first. The chart load. Now the reason I've taken a look at Adani Total Gas specifically, Adani as a whole, both stocks, because Adani Group and Modi go hand in hand, and if Modi is going to come back to the majority which they're showing, then Adani Group and Reliance Group are going to do naturally well. Anybody, anywhere can tell you that, who is not even in the market. Now, Adani Total Gas have picked it out as it has been a huge underperformer. This is when we zoom out on the charts and we look at it. The stock had a huge fall, basically from prices of 4,000 rupees, and then it came down to about 500 rupees. Now it did an initial rise to this, but then got stuck again within this range. I believe this election is going to provide the stock with an opportunity to finally wake up out of this range again. Might go to a new range, but it will be, according to me, rising. So how am I going to trade Adani Total Gas? I'm already holding the shares. I will be looking for a break of 1090. If we break 1090, then there is a hurdle at 1160, but I believe in the short term, we will end up reaching the resistance at 1250. Now, so in the short term, my first target for Adani Total Gas above 1090 is 1160, and 1250, as 1250 is the most likely target. If we break 1250, then it will come a medium term play as we will get a bit of a pull drop and then a fresh rise. My medium term target for Adani Total Gas is 1540. Now the reason I am so being bullish on the thing, on this stock, is number one, it has been an underperformer in the Adani pack. It's not doing badly, and it's got another few years of great political support. So all these factors, when combined, if we can clear certain resistance levels, then the technicals will allow it to rise until 1540. So my main target is 1250, then 1540 for Adani Total Gas. Now when we come to Adani Ports, Now Adani Ports had a big Friday like even Adani Total Gas. However, it still stayed within the range as it went to the top of the resistance range. This has been trading in a box range from the past few sessions. Now, coming sessions, if Adani Ports is able to clear the resistance at 1456, then I believe we'll be making a rise to 1540, which will be the first hurdle, but the real target is going to be 1600, as that is when we look at in terms of price action, that is the main target for it. If we break 1600, then 1680. So Adani Ports and Adani Total Gas I am bullish on. Yes, we will have a bit of up and down, and these two stocks, even if the election results are not that matching with the exit polls, in the medium term they'll continue to do well. They've been bought a good number of years of getting contracts and getting everything done how they want it to be. So in the medium term, I see both rising, and then my main target for Adani Ports is going to be 1600 and 1680, provided we take out the resistance at 1456. So that's it for today's video. Thank you for watching, and if you did like it, then hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.